The pub is connected to caving and because we are in the centre of the caving huts, that is the hostels and houses where they stay for the weekends. So we're within easy walking distance and they've always found it a convenient pub to visit. We also have a cave on the car park and one in the adjacent field, so we are reasonably well connected to the caving.
What do you know about the caves?
The main thing about the caves on Mendip is they're more of a horizontal nature rather than a vertical nature, which they are in some parts of the country, which means they go gently down the dip slope at about 30 degrees instead of the vertical drops. There are quite a number of entrances all over Mendip, and they're all conveniently positioned very near to the roads, so they are quite popular caves to go in.
Have you been in any of them?
Yes, I've done a few of them. The Swildens Hole, obviously, St Cuthbert's, Longwood, August, Hunter's Hole, Lamlear. I've had a go at most of them, which I found quite enjoyable, obviously. And it's quite a pleasant local pastime, although not taken up by many local people, oddly enough.
When were the caves first discovered?
I can't give you an exact date on that, but certainly Herbert Balch and a chap called Savory did a lot of work in the early 1900s, 1920-ish, and he made caving, I think, in this area popular. And then, of course, the caving clubs developed in the early, say, 1935 period. 2 or 3 local clubs, like the Wessex Cave Club and the Bristol Exploration Club, were formed around about 1934-35, and they were followed on by other smaller caving clubs. And caves have been discovered over the years, many years. The miners, of course, broke into them when they were mining. They often broke into some natural passage. Lamlear being one of the most popular and well-known ones up here, discovered by the miners. So really, since 1900 onwards, caving on Mendip has expanded and is still expanding now, really. It's quite a popular pastime now to go digging once or twice a week in depressions and fissures to see if you can get into a new cave. So caves are being discovered all the time.
What stories do you have about the caves?
I do like the story about the cave in our car park. It starts with a swallowed hole, and a swallowed hole is a weakness in the surface of the ground where the water goes underground and is swallowed up and comes out lower down. Now, at the bottom end of our car park, right at the bottom of this building, there's a swallowed hole, which took all our surface water, all our roof water, and that sort of thing. And for years, I just used to dig it out and keep it clear enough to stop it clogging up and blocking up. When the foot and mouth disease hit Mendip in about the year 2000, the cavers didn't go across the fields anymore because of the foot and mouth, so they said to me, can we dig out your swallowed hole to get it to run better, and if we find a cave passage, can we go on with it? So they did, and they found a nice cave passage, and they found the cave passage lower down which had bones in it from animals of 80,000 years plus old that had been swallowed up underground. The bones were sent off to the Natural History Museum and they said they were at least 80,000 years old. There are always bones and bits of flint and artefacts like that which are found near the entrances of caves because ancient man did live in the cave entrances and use them for shelters. So there are animal bones from his food and weapons like flint heads, arrowheads, spearheads, and many other things like cooking pots and artefacts like that, because that's where he lived, in the shelters at the entrance to what are now caves.